Chat, here we go. The Salt Mine playoffs. It is the final leg of a long Salt Mine 3 with what I believe is $25,000 on the line. I could be making that up, but I'm pretty sure it's a lot of money, and it is definitely the biggest. I think Johnny was saying earlier, not only is it the biggest tournament just using this last finals, but of course across the whole event, $100,000 prize pool. Nothing has come close to something like that. But Daniel and Wahvey are going to be playing in this upper bracket. You might have expected to see CRR here because CRR was originally going to be in the upper bracket but had to drop out of the event. So Wahvey gets the call up and now has 2 lives as he tries to get the upset win over Daniel. Daniel has looked unbeatable ever since he lost to First Killer in round 1, or not round 1, stage 1. He lost to First Killer in stage 1 of the finals. He then won stage 2. First Killer had a bit of a dud of an event there, and now he's into stage 3, trying to show that he is peak performance in North America. He is the only player in all of Salt Mine to go lossless through groups. In every group stage, every group winner had at least 1 loss, except for Daniel in this stage 3. He won his group without a single loss, and I actually think it was Daniel versus Wahvey for the match that was going to secure that. What a flick from Daniel. So now he needs to do it again in a much tougher context. Right now, Daniel and First Killer, probably your 2 favorites going in, and the 2 players. What a save from Daniel. My goodness. That have a chance at winning this event. It's not going to matter because his follow-up is a bit panicky. Credit to Wahvey for swinging back on the ball and faking here. That gets Daniel up in the air to panic. So you should, give Wahvey the credit where he deserves it. But if either one of Daniel or First Killer were to lose in this upper bracket, it would mean that they'd get sent to the opposite side where they'd likely have to face each other early, which is not what either one of these players want, because lots of money on the line, and every step of the way you get a good chunk more. So Daniel, at the start of game 1 against Wahvey, going to be up 2-1. It is best of 5s for this first section of the playoff bracket. Eventually, it does move into best of 7s. I think we have the Johnny stream playing in the background. 1 second. That is the Salt Mine music. But hey, it's not bad. It added a nice little element to the start of this series as Wahvey gets a demo and ties it up. Finally, an Octane player. There's actually a good amount of Octanes that play in North America. First Killer plays a decent amount of Octane. Wahvey, of course, playing some Octane. CRR dabbles in Octane. Beast Mode is like 100% Octane, it seems. So definitely more Octanes over on the North American side. And a nice little wall pinch. Ooh, almost led to a leading goal as Wahvey takes the dribble in the air. A lot of people have criticized Wahvey's aerial ability, saying he's a ones-minded, ground-focused player. Well, Wahvey is here to teach you otherwise with a nice reset wave dash. Powers the ball into Daniel. And even though Daniel puts himself in the right position, it is not going to be a save as it bounces off him and in. Wahvey with the lead. Daniel forced into his back corner as Wahvey looks to retreat as Daniel gets his attack going. Did not take the aerial, brought it down to the wall, and then went into a ground to air. Wahvey able to send it into the corner. Now Wahvey on the bounce dribble, threatening the hook shot, but doesn't really have the angle to get too much movement at Daniel. Daniel can shadow and cover everything. And now he's got to pass back to himself, using the tail end of that flip to get a pop over the top of Wahvey. And Wahvey did his best to redirect it, but ultimately it falls right back out to the hands of Daniel. Wahvey with a great possession. Should look to play this dribble somewhat quickly, which he did, in order to take advantage of the recovering Daniel. Daniel, multiple resets without a lot of purpose in mind, but he always seems to find the purpose. This time around, nothing comes of it. Wahvey, nair dribble the other way, has a reset at ceiling height, used the flip low and actually recovers and demos in order to maintain possession. Not often do you see a player using their reset that low to the ground and getting away with it. So really, Wahvey should feel fortunate that he even got back. Now, getting a bit greedy, I would say, as he tried to continue that offensive possession. Daniel able to save it with force. And it's fortunate that Wahvey finds his way back. Now Daniel in the air, has a reset, uses it early, allows Wahvey to get a really easy save. And the counterattack is going to be the freest goal of the game so far. Wasn't sure if Daniel was maybe going to get that off the post, but he bailed out of it. He knew he couldn't. So 55 seconds. And Daniel playing from behind right now. No question, a Wahvey win over Daniel in this series would be an upset. I think the farthest Wahvey has made it in this bracket is to that final four. Can he? Oh my goodness, Daniel. Daniel, when backed against the wall, gives us his best. A dribble that starts behind the center line turns into a reset crossbar down double. And now a tie game. Wahvey, a flick gets undercut. Daniel going to get a clean possession. No reason to take it to the side wall. He is going to play it on the ground. What a read to the defender. Daniel recognizing the situation was calling for forcing Wahvey into net immediately, forcing him to try and make a defensive play on the single pad he was able to pick up. And Daniel, of course, has perfect precision as he outplays the defender. Now 5-4, and the win that Wahvey felt like he might have disappears at the hands of the current king of North American ones. Daniel gets the reset, uses it for a 50. He just needs this ball to hit ground. Wahvey has no boost to work with. No way can he stop that from slamming down on some green. And game number one will go to Daniel. Game number two. Daniel and Wahvey. The hope certainly there for both Wahvey and his fans after what was a strong performance in game number one. That is just the state of the world we're in right now with Daniel. You allow him to only win by one, and you really should feel good about your position, especially with how late in the game Wahvey had a lead. But he finds himself immediately down again here in game two. Daniel saving to the ceiling. Wahvey demo, and he'll fall on top of the ball. I thought he would. He actually can't get to it. Didn't have enough boost, but not really an issue as he lands down. Daniel. This is where he made a name for himself, winning these kickoffs, and he sees Wahvey out of position, so he just speeds the ball up. Wahvey a bit awkward here in the corner. Boost miss, has to flip back to it. And Daniel makes the right adjustment. That is not the shot he would have taken had Wahvey correctly retreated into the corner and returned to net with boost. That would have played right into Wavey's hands, but that's the thing about Daniel and the level of control he has over the ball in the air, because he doesn't have to be, actively thinking about how to carry it. It seems like he can spend a lot more energy on watching the defender and naturally adjusting his take. Wahvey is just going to snipe the far post here as he sees Daniel spinning around in front of the net, expecting there to be a window behind him, and there was. Wave dash kickoff for Wahvey. He actually immediately gives away possession, though. Couldn't have gone much worse for him, even though he was first to touch the ball after the kickoff. Daniel fakes the wave dash shot. Wavey's in the air, and Daniel taps it over the top of him. He's threatening so much all the way through the dribble. This dash could very well be top right corner if he connects with it. So Wahvey really has no choice but to get up. And he ultimately can't get back to the ball. 3-2. Daniel looks to try and play it past Wahvey, even though he doesn't score. He stays in control of the possession. This ball is a tough ball to play if your name isn't Daniel. With the ball falling down while on the side wall, a lot of players don't have what it takes to jump off, stop that downward momentum, and get a smooth catch. You'll see most players will start dribbles on the upward momentum of the ball to make it easy on themselves, but these top dribblers, and especially Daniel, have no trouble any position turning it into a clean attack. Daniel's going to turn and immediately dive off of respawning, and he's got himself a 4-2 lead. Oftentimes, people think they have a bit of time off of demos, or they assume that nobody would travel the whole entire field and just dive on the ball. It'd be so predictable. And yet, oftentimes that's what makes it a good play. Now Daniel with a 2-goal lead, headed to the back corner. Interesting delay on his front flip that he does intentionally to make sure he gets a clean touch on the ball and a clean landing based on the distance of him and the ball. He is just challenging so well right now. Wahvey wants to slow the game down, wants to play his ball carry game. Daniel says, no, I will not let you. If you do not get clean setups, I will steal the ball while you try to get one. Another wall to air dribble for Daniel. And another nightmare situation if you're Wahvey. Pass to the ceiling, the wave dash. He will just let it roll at Wahvey. Actually, Wahvey might even get a counterattack goal if Daniel's not careful. Daniel's definitely in a worse position now. 0 boost. Wahvey gets him off the ball. That back corner should reset for Daniel. Actually, it didn't reset for him. And he knew that too. That's why you see him just playing out of net. It doesn't seem to matter for him. Wahvey can't find a way through. Wahvey trying to play over the early challenge by getting an immediate touch off the wall, but now he finds himself out of boost and out of control. Daniel will be the one to take it away. Says, don't mind if I do. And recognizing his boost advantage, a hard pass to himself off the wall to the midfield. Do not allow Wahvey to recover in any way. Force him to play in that worst possible position. Now a 6-2 lead. Wahvey, a fake into a 50. Now back into his own half. Daniel, first touch, doesn't follow it like it might have looked like he was going to. Instead, he goes for a back wall double. Daniel, he does it like it's a layup. Wahvey sits and watches as Daniel plays keep away. There is nowhere Wahvey could go. Trying to react late to a double setup that high. The key to those doubles is the touch on the backboard. Really does need to be nowhere near the net because defenders can get up slightly above the crossbar to clear the backboard touch. But if you boom it as hard as Daniel did and keep it that high, oh my goodness, there's nothing you can do wrong. Daniel, how does he find this window? It's barely there, but he just scoops it off of the crossbar and post and it bounces in. And wait. Oh, there's the next. I didn't see the next. I was like, wait a second. Is Terrence just throwing the mercy rule on our guy? But no. Wahvey did call for next. And it's Daniel up 2-0 in the best of 5. Game number 3. Daniel and Wahvey. Daniel seems to be handling business in a matchup that so far in the Salt Mine has gone his favor. My goodness, Daniel. The start of a game. Why not start it in style as he rockets this one into the ceiling, back down to his car, and then finishes it off with a 50 on the goal line. Wahvey out of the Octane and into the Fennec. Will it be the answer for him in a match where he's really had none for Daniel? I say that, but the first game was actually pretty decent for Wahvey. Daniel almost had to steal it, but oftentimes with players like this, it can almost feel like they're just going to decide when to take the lead. And right now, Daniel has decided to take it early. Long shots. Connects with the ball perfectly. May seem like not a big deal, but the level of consistency in which Daniel can find power to shoot from anywhere on the field will often surprise defenders. What a pinch. Actually got this boost steal from Wahvey. First touch resets. The dunk keeps it on the goal line. Wahvey, is he able to clear it? It's going to be a backflip shot. Wahvey has that as well. Both these guys are vying to get first touch on the ball. Ultimately, Wahvey does get that first touch, but pushes Daniel out to the midfield where he has possession again, and it's another dunk. Wahvey forfeiting game number 2 early because he didn't have the answer. Well, it looks like he still doesn't, as Daniel has a 3-0 lead in the first minute. Wahvey on the board with a flick, a kickoff win that he converts on. And kickoff wins can really do you wonders. Nice cuts right as Daniel, looking to get involved in the play, was going to turn towards the ball. Wahvey cuts it back behind him, forcing him to stay shadowed and allowing him to get that flick over the top of him. Daniel has the resets, just tries to go directly into the top right corner. Wahvey stops him and counterattacks. What was that from Daniel? He actually seemed like he delayed his recovery almost intentionally. He actually makes it back perfectly in time to save off the post. It would not surprise me if Daniel had a good enough read, because oftentimes you want to recover with speed. You don't want to get there too early and have to hit the brakes and then be slow moving when it comes time to make the save. So that might have been Daniel actively slowing his recovery in order to make sure he arrived there with speed. I mean, maybe I'm crazy. I just don't know why he paused there in the corner for a moment. And right now, I have every reason to believe that everything Daniel is doing is very calculated and is on the next level. Wahvey gets a possession for the first time in a while. Does force Daniel into net and finds the top left. Wahvey showing signs of life after all. Another successful play off of cutting the ball around Daniel, forcing him to turn his back. Wahvey front flip. Daniel just pinched it in. Another kickoff scored quickly by Wahvey. That seems like it's going to be his win condition. Needs to convert. What was that? I don't know if that was some lag for me. The ball like teleported because Daniel pinched it or something, but not in a way that seemed to make sense based on the physics. Wahvey is going to be allowed to get back to this ball. One of the things that Daniel has done that has seemed to give players opportunities to beat him is play ultra passive defensively. And he actually hasn't been doing that so far in the series. I mean, we saw as soon as Wahvey got possession, he would turn and challenge right away. But he has converted back to a more familiar style for him, which is really passive defense and just trusting his ability to react. It's not easy to get away with that against this top tier talent. Wahvey, nice recovery. Daniel undercut him in an attempt to get him awkward and out of position. But Wahvey still made the save. Nice delayed flick. Wahvey, what a shot. Has Daniel on the back foot, retreating down the center of the field, and intentionally delays this backflip in order to get perfect placement. Daniel not going to be able to react. A minute 40. Kickoff win for Daniel. Can he convert as efficiently as Wahvey has? And it seems like the answer is yes. Gets it just over the top of Wahvey. So Wavey's touch only helps it in. Ball to air dribble for Wahvey now. Daniel off the back wall intercepts, and it's just to Wahvey. I mean, Daniel's double checking on his camera to make sure it's a freebie. But Wahvey, I don't think he got an early reset, and I don't think he got ahead of the ball. Those are kind of the two things you almost have to do nowadays. Get the reset. Even if you don't plan on using it, you have to threaten it. Or you could take a regular dribble, but you need to get around the ball and protect it with a bump or a demo. Wahvey does neither and allows Daniel to score, and a quick kickoff goal extends the lead to 2. Wahvey dunked by Daniel. What a recovery. In order to not give Daniel an opportunity, and yet there is Daniel stealing it away, just playing at 1 gear faster than Wahvey right now. Wahvey probably needed to accept the fact that he was not going to keep that dribble in the blue half. You'll see a lot of players take their dribble back to the orange corner in order to maintain possession, and then a midfield boost miss. I mean, those are the kind of things that you have a hard time imagining Wahvey winning if he's not connecting on those. Daniel off the back wall, and there it is, the GGs. Wahvey is waving the white flag. He says, "You got it, Daniel." I'll do it through lowers. A 3-0 sweep for the man who has been dominating North American 1v1. The referee was handling the pause earlier. Wahvey did say GG's. Okay, there it is. GG's. Daniel makes light work of the North American competition.